there is a desperation on behalf of some to try to find a way to tarnish me, because they have been looking through everything. They have been talking to everybody I've ever known, everybody I've ever seen. There's got to be a scandal. There's got to be some nurse he's having an affair with. There's got to be something. They are getting desperate. So next week it'll be my kindergarten teacher who said I peed in my pants. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
With Miranda Kahn, J.D. Hayworth, and energized Dr. Ben Carson on the attack. Over the weekend, the presidential candidate took on the media with great energy and delight, addressing allegations that he exaggerated in his book, Gifted Hands.
Yeah, the good doctor spent most of the weekend defending his past, as you just heard, from a barrage of media attacks. Since Carson's rise to the top of the polls, the media has been pouring through his books, trying to find some kind of discrepancy. And the first work day of this business week finds the good doctor continuing to deal with this and putting out documentation that for one reason or another, some in the press could not find. Here's the way we're covering it on our parent website, Newsmax.com, as Carson fires back at the liberal media, offering proof of his narrative. Here is another concern Dr. Carson has about the fact that some candidates escape this kind of scrutiny.
I have always said that I expect to be vetted, but being vetted and what is going on with me, you said this 30 years ago, you said this 20 years ago, this didn't exist, this didn't exist. You know, I have not seen that with anyone else. If you can show me where that's happened with someone else, I will take that statement back.
I think almost every person who has been president
not like this. I have never seen this before. And many other people who are politically experienced tell me they've never seen it before either.
You don't think that Bill Clinton or the president with his birth certificate, people who still refuse to believe?
Not even close.
In fact, Carson actually brought up President Obama, saying that he never faced the scrutiny that he's facing, but the media is not the only one who has its sights on Carson. Donald Trump attacking him as well. Here's what he had to say.
Well, if you have pathological disease, that's a problem. I mean, he wrote it. I didn't write it, but you know, he's going to have to explain a lot of things away. The scholarship situation, the dinner with Westmoreland when Westmoreland wasn't there, and
there you heard it. Trump also attacking him. But, you know, a lot of that could be because Carson's been rising in the poll, and he's his biggest rival right now.
And, of course, the new development today is that Dr. Carson, in essence, is doing the job of the press. When they stop halfway and say, oh, we can't find it, now Carson is bringing about further documentation, especially about the story of attempting to stab someone. Right. He's quoting his own mother in previous media accounts written back in the 1990s, well before he decided to run for president. Speaking of that story about the stabbing, right, here is Donald Trump again on that subject.
Do you think that he has not been honest?
I just don't know. I mean, I'm not involved, and I don't really know. It's a lot of things. You know, when you say, though, hitting your mother over the head with a hammer, when you talk about hitting a friend in the face with a lock, a padlock, and, you know, you talk about stabbing someone and it got stopped by a belt buckle, which, you know, belt buckles really pretty much don't stop stabbing. They turn and twist and things slide off them. So, you know, it's pretty lucky if that happened.
So you hear that. And I think, you know, I also hear people say it's kind of a no-win situation because people are kind of surprised about Carson's story, like they don't know which is worse, whether or not it's true or whether or not he actually did it. But another big point of contention, this actually happened prior to that between the Carson camp and the media, is that West Point issue and whether or not Carson actually received an offer for an appointment and scholarship. Here's what the doctor had to say about this very issue.
It seems like today the reports have been that you said you received a full scholarship.
I never said I received a full scholarship.
Do you?
I never. Wait a minute. Don't lie. I never said that I received a full scholarship. Nowhere did I say that.
There have been reports today, is what I'm trying to.
Politico, as you know, told a bold-faced lie. They've been called out on that by the Washington Post and by the New York Times, and I'm sure there'll be several others who will call them out on that because there are actually some people with integrity in your business. I never said I got a scholarship. I had people who said yes, that I could get a scholarship to West Point, and I told them that I wasn't interested, that I was going to pursue medicine.
I think it's going to be a heated debate. What do you think tomorrow night?
Well,
some of these issues are going to come up again?
Yeah, and the focus is going to shift because it's not going to be the press, but other candidates. Donald Trump, we heard there, trying to raise questions even for Trump a very diplomatic way, but it underscores the importance of tomorrow night's debate, which again is supposed to be about the economy and not candidate deficiencies. Speaking of the debate, following that debate, an eponymously named Newsmax TV post-debate special. We will be looking for you around about 11 p.m. Included in our guests, talk show host Michael Savage, Dick Morris, John Zogby, Craig Shirley, and a few more surprises. That's tomorrow night at 11. We're coming back.